happen.
If you do this, allow me to consult with you right now on the news. If you do that, you'll be put in cuffs and dragged off to jail.
FAFO.
You'll spend the weekend with your cousins. You're going to block highways. Here they are, pushing their blood guilt onto everybody. And I almost have to show the whole clip here because a little bit of lies. A little bit of lies get spread around here when we're talking about blood guilt.
Yep.
A little bit of lying. Not going to lie. Let's take a look.
In the letter, you're demanding that the Alberta government stop going down this path. I'm wondering what the or else is. What happens if they don't? I know that you mentioned legal avenues. Is that it? Are there other plans? And when it comes to those legal avenues specifically, what are you talking about there?
Well, there's many tactics that we can use. There's many areas that we can intervene. Industries in our territories. The resources belong to our nations. How does Alberta expect to move forward as they say sovereign when all of the resources and lands belong to the treaty people? The treaties extend beyond Alberta's borders, and for that reason.
Okay, hold on a minute. Stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
I'm getting sidetracked by the comments.
Stop. Here's what we're gonna do. Live on YouTube. I was gonna do it beforehand, but we're gonna do it here for everybody to see. Okay? Let's copy the link to this. And let's go over to Grok. Okay? Let's go over to Grok. Let's ask Grok a little question. Is the chief in this clip correct about the resources belonging to First Nations people? We'll do it like Pee Wee Herman. Or does the 1930 resource transfer agreement say otherwise? So here we go. Fact checking live on the channel. Okay? Let's let Grok think for a minute. Let's let Grok think for a sec. Just so that YouTube can't say that I'm spreading misinformation and lies. Because we've only talked about this a million times. A million times.
Thinking.
It's going through all the news articles. It's going through the treaties. It's going through everything it can. Just so that everybody can be crystal clear on what's going on. Stop. Don't. We're just trying to prove a point here.
Okay, have your no.
No, the chief in this clip is not correct. Under the 19 Resources Transfer Agreement, the agreement transferred control of Crown lands and natural resources, including oil, gas, minerals, timber, and water power, to the province of Alberta and other prairie provinces, not to First Nations. It highlights the video. He states the resources belong to our nations, and all the resources and lands belong to the treaty people, while threatening tactics like stopping industry or civil disobedience if Alberta proceeds with the separation on a referendum without addressing their concerns. He argues that treaties extend beyond Alberta's borders and that Alberta cannot become sovereign without their consent. So it goes over the National Resource Transfer Agreement here. It was a deal between the federal government and the prairie provinces only. Its core purpose was to give Alberta the same control over natural resources that other provinces had, ending federal ownership of public lands and resources in the West, meaning it was returned from the federal government to Alberta in 1930. These were agreements that were signed in 1889. Key provisions. The province receives administration and control of, quote, all Crown lands, mines, minerals, and royalties and related revenues. This includes subsurface resources like oil and gas that now generate billions for Alberta. Reserves are protected but limited. Existing reserves stay under the federal administration via the Indian Act, meaning obligations, not ownership. The province must set aside additional unoccupied Crown land if needed to fulfill treaty obligations. But this is for reserve creation, not broad resource ownership. Now, when it comes to hunting and fishing rights, provincial game laws apply to First Nations, but they retain the right to hunt, trap, and fish for food year-round on unoccupied Crown lands or lands they have access to. This was meant to secure subsistence, not grant ownership of minerals, oil, or development rights. So this is where they say, hey, Danielle Smith, go read your treaties. There's what it says, idiot. Well, you sit there trying to lie to people on mainstream news. Oh, because I'm Native, you have to feel guilty the rest of your life. I own this land. I own the resources. No, you don't. Shut up. You're lying. Nobody cares about your blood guilt. Nobody gives a damn anymore about feeling guilty about something that happened hundreds of years ago. Okay? It's over. No more grift. All by the way, while guys like Chief Walks with a Check taking $50,000 from Tides to shut down oil, they're suing the province right now, by the way, for their oil industry.
50,000? Aren't they taking millions?
Well, over time, yes. Provincial ownership is constitutional law, by the way, as highlighted here. The National Resource Trade Agreement is part of Canada's constitution. Alberta, not First Nations band collectively, owns and benefits from resources on Crown land outside reserves. Courts have upheld this framework while protecting specific treaty rights, example, food and hunting. Modern revenue sharing or impact benefit agreements exist in some cases, but they're negotiated exceptions, not recognition that resources belong to our nations. Treaties did not grant blanket resource ownership. I won't get into that. There's no reversion clause for separation. Some online claims suggest resources revert to federal control if Alberta separates. The National Resource Trade Agreement contains no such automatic trigger. It simply transferred title to the province where it remains in confederation. So when people try to tell you, well, if Alberta leaves Canada, then you have to give all that oil back. Canada owns that oil. Nope. Shut your hole. Go read the actual act. Doesn't hold any water. Okay? In short, the chief's statement reflects a common Indigenous perspective noted in treaty interpretation and lack of consent. But the 1930s Transfer Agreement Act explicitly says the opposite. The province controls the resources. This has been the legal and practical reality for nearly a century, even as debates over consultation, fiduciary duty, and reconciliation continue. So they tried to pull this shit in the courts when they came in and said, well, when those acts were signed, we didn't know what we were signing. It's been over a century. Yeah. You weren't here. You weren't even a stain in your dad's drawers.
To complain about it now because the people who actually did sign it are no longer around. So you can't say that.
Is anybody else sick of this blood guilt?
Oh, yes.
Like, are we done with this yet?
You want your land back? I'll be happy to give it to you, but I want my money back, all of it.
Now, here's where they very sneakily suggest that, we have things we're going to do. Mm-hmm. If you dare go ahead with this referendum, because somehow we have a right to shut it down. Here, take a look.
Then it's a real issue because it inhibits our rights. So when we say that we'll take a look at all avenues, that means stopping industry. That means maybe going out on the highways. That maybe means doing what we need to do to be heard in this on this issue of separation.
I'm curious too if you can provide maybe a bit more of a concrete example of what the or else is. I mean, you talked about how industry operates on your treaty land. You said we might hit the highways. What does that protest look like if the province of Alberta moves forward with this referendum in October? Are we talking about blockades? Are we talking about marching in the streets? What does that movement look like for you?
What I can say is we're organizing and strategizing right now. It may include civil disobedience, but that is the last resort. We would expect that our partners, the federal and provincial governments, would come to the table and understand our concerns when it comes to separation.
you get one vote like the rest of us.
Yes. We have rights just like you.
Somebody said that my Camaro isn't new. New to me. Yes, it is 2 years old. It's new to me. There it is. I'm not responsible for my ancestors' sins.
Absolutely not. I didn't do it.
Yes, those are Taylor Swift beads. I think Justin Trudeau gave them to him.
The comments are so hilarious.
I think Justin Trudeau gave them to him.
You think Trudeau would actually split with his little bracelet? Like
Katy Perry told him to take them off. She was done.
His daughter probably
She
threw
was
them
sick of
out
them.
the day of.
Justin was sticking them up her butt like bananas, and she's like, "Could you get rid of those beads, please? I'm done with those beads." So he gave them to the Chiefs. He's like, "Here, they smell good for you." How dare you? $2 Mrs. Fringe for Premier. Do you want to be Premier?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh God. You'd be reading books all day instead of doing your job.
I don't have a job.
Nilok with a $5 super. I made the capes, by the way.
Yes.
I'll give you your cape when I see you next. I have 2 more to make.
Yes.
Holy hell. Nilok is the man. Oh, Jeremy, thank you. I appreciate that. Jeremy's always looking out for this
he's
channel.
awesome.
He's a good dude. Shout out to Nilok.